and welcome to another episode of Ripping the Rack podcast, the longest running bi-weekly episodic podcast about candlepin bowling and other things going on
in the
uh,
universe.
in the universe. This is episode 105. 105. I am your host, Tim, uh, repping the always great spoke to be Boston Bruins. With me today is the King of the North, Calvin Locke.
Do we still call him that though? Because did he beat Corey this weekend?
My team beat Corey. Yep.
Okay, all right.
Right. My team got the 2 points. My team, our team, my partner who carried me all weekend. But we'll get into that later on in the show.
We will.
You know,
we will. And with us, per usual, is the Coastal Crusader, Mr. Brian Atherin. Brian, how you doing?
Hi, everybody.
No, we have a new name for him. It's Mr. Five Pin. That's what we call him now. Because he can play the 5 pin, and
to be fair, the head pin was in front of that 5 pin.
Yes, it was. You're right. You are.
But the real question is, and we'll get into this later, but up on the score sheet, did it go as a spare?
You're right. It did.
It had no business going.
I don't care if it had any business going.
Unfortunately,
did it
went
win
like
the
a
string?
gunshot.
Did it win the string?
No.
The
Phil won the string.
Well, he needed the spare though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Calvin drops 10 there, I probably punch the guts like I did against Corey.
Well, there is that. So, couple of things about today's show. We are going to start on a serious note before we move on to fun and frivolity. I want to finish, or I don't know if you ever really finished the discussion, but I want to keep the discussion going surrounding mental health. Today is October 31st. Happy Halloween to those that celebrate the Halloweeny.
Celebrate the devil.
Celebrate thy devil.
For the kids.
Yep. Brian, thank you for bringing Colin over.
Yeah, did Angie get her grandchild fix?
She had fun. She had fun. That was good.
Kelly wants to take Larry home.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
No, Kelly loved Larry.
I know Kelly did. Kelly fell in love very quickly with Larry. By the way, folks, Larry is my large cat.
And by large, he means like Larry's got to be 20 pounds. Larry is huge.
He's actually 15.
Oh, well, he looks 20. He's thick. He's THICC.
He is THICC in all the places.
He's thick.
He is not a what we would call a rotund fat cat. He is thick. Paws and everything.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have double paws, but he does have double paws.
Yes. But where it is, Mental Health Awareness Month, and I believe it was national, or here in the States was National Bullying Prevention Month. And this being the last day of the month, I do want to dive into that mental health portion, and I would like to tie this into bowling as well. We went down this path, a couple of weeks ago, and got some really good feedback from people, and we really appreciate that. But one of the reasons, and as an FYI, for those of you that want to know or need to know, here in the United States, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, you can now dial 988 on your phone, either a landline or your cell phone. 988, or you can go to 988lifeline.org.
They also have a text. I don't know what the text is, but there are people available 24/7 to text with if you feel more comfortable doing that as well.
Yep. It's free. It's confidential. It's prevention. It's for people in distress. And it's important to me, and I'll tell you why. Is I mentioned this back on the show that I attempted suicide back in 1988, and some people sit back and kind of chuckle, not in a bad way, but the fact that it was 1988, which was, 34 years ago, and before some people were born that listened to the show, but I'll tell you what drew me to that conclusion. I was bullied bad for things that were beyond my control. Bullied me, for me, it was my height. I'm a short dude, and amazingly have always been short. I kind of chuckle about it now, but it's I don't have any control over that. So to make fun of someone for something that they have no control over, I struggle with that. The other thing is, I struggle with impulse control. There is an actual disorder, impulse control disorder. I've never been diagnosed with it. I've talked to the doctor about it. They didn't think it really warranted a full diagnosis. But impulse control disorder is, and there's several ways that it manifests itself. Some people will act out, do stupid things and hurt people and things and everything else. Others will say things that just pop into their head. There's a lot of different ways to do that. I still, at 51 years old, struggle with impulse control, with, saying things or doing things that I might find funny at the time. So I say it or I do it, and it hurts people. I've done it. I've hurt my wife, not physically, not emotionally, just doing stupid things. I've hurt my friends, and it's nothing that I do on purpose. I just sometimes struggle with that impulse control. And because of that, there are people that will they'll get close to me, and then I'll do something stupid and they'll drift away. It's happened all my life. It's on me. It's not on them. I'm an imperfect person, as we all are. But I am an imperfect person. I don't mean any ill will by it. I don't mean anything by it. It's just sometimes when my head's not in the right place, I go down that dark path, and that's, things happen. It happens at bowling alleys. It happens at jobs. I mean, Brian's been with me when I've said stuff where I will immediately start laughing, and he'll look at me like, dude, what the fuck? And then I'll sit back and go, oh my God. Like, I never even gave it a thought. Just thought it was funny. I mean, I know I've done that a small handful of times in the, 15, 18, 20 years that Brian and I have been friends.
But I have to.
Well, yeah, and thankfully he understands that I don't mean anything by it. You know what I mean?
My thing's not impulse control, Tim. Mine is instant gratification. Mine is where I need an answer to my problem immediately. And when you have anxiety and depression, that's bad because you start trying to find the quickest way to solve a problem. And that's not always the best one. And it's also, you end up doing things that are ridiculous at times just because you want it done then and there. And that's an anxiety problem. I don't so much struggle with depression, it's anxiety. Anxiety and depression go hand in hand. If you have one, you more than likely probably have the other. But it's just that constant feeling of impending doom. And that is the hard part. And I find that talking to people is the best way to help with that. I met with my therapist today. I do sometimes 3 times a month therapy sessions, and they're great. Talking to people is what I need to do to help me. It's not for everybody, but like Tim was saying, there are people there to talk to. I was bullied myself. Surprise! I'm a fat kid. Who knew? But when you're a kid, kids can be mean, and it sticks with you for a long time. So talking to people definitely helps.
Yeah. So I will say right up front, I will apologize, and I hate to do a blanket apology, but I am going to. I will apologize to my friends, to my loved ones, things like that, for the things that I've said, done, acted, whatever, because it's never been done with malice, and it's never been done with the intent to hurt. Again, I know I've done it to Brian, probably done it to Calvin. I know I could probably list, 10 people right off the top of my head. Evan. I mean, Evan's a really good friend of mine. I know I've done it at least twice that I can think of. where I've said something or done something and didn't think anything of it and hurt him.
Well, the other problem is with that, Tim, is we never know what other people are going through. So
Right.
you make a comment that may gloss over 9 out of 10 times, but that one time someone's going through some serious shit, it can stay.
Yep. So, I mean, and again, but I really want to kind of bring this back before we move on quick story, and we're going to, this is a true story, but we're going to call him Gim Dodaro. My way of joking, folks. So Friday, May 13th, 1988 was a sunny day. I still remember. Relatively warm. Shorts and a t-shirt and a sweatshirt because it's what I wore. Came home from school, failing 2 or 3 classes. Bad day, just bad moment in time. Get home, my mom's at work, my sister is off. I think she was done school, but she wasn't at home. And my brother had moved out, and my stepfather I had waited for him to go to work. Because on the walk home from school, I had decided to end it. I decided to kill myself. Felt it was the only option at that time. I had had my first knee surgery in November of 1987. And I had saved my pills. And I know this now. I didn't know it back then, but I now look and realize why I had saved them. And I grabbed a bottle of cheap ass vodka that I had hidden in my closet, because what kid doesn't have, some type of alcohol in his hidden away somewhere where he prays that his parents aren't going to find it, and wrote a note. Hope my parents wouldn't, hope my mom wouldn't find me. And I went up to the top of a hill called Nopar. It's Norway, Paris. It used to be an old ski area. And there was a spot up on top where it looked out over Norway and South Paris. Really kind of used to be a great place for us to go, sledding and stuff like that at night. And you could see the town and you could see everything. And I was like, you know what? This is the place right here. And I took the rest of the pills, drank some vodka, sat back, and figured that was it. And within 5 minutes, I got violently ill and threw everything up. Sat there for 10, 15 minutes, wondering if that was it. Got violently ill again. Threw even more up. Realized then and there that was not the way I was going to do it. Went home, cried, grabbed the note, tore it up, threw it away, and went about my day. And no one knew. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my friends. No one knew until 15, 20 years ago, when I had a breakdown at work, and I ended up getting help, finally, seeking the help that I should have had many, many years ago. No one's at fault. I will tell, I will say that now. My mother would sit back, because I told her, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, finally at 51. It's like, hey, Mom, I think you ought to know this. Dead silence, just like you guys are. Dead silence. And I went, Mom, are you there? Because I'm on the phone with her. And she just, I don't even remember how it had. She just, look, she says on the phone, she's like, why the fuck didn't you talk to me? Because I didn't think I could. So that is why it is important to me. Because I am a survivor of sorts. I tried again stupidly when I was a senior in high school. By the way, do not try to hang yourself with a belt. The belt just breaks. Like, seriously, talk to people. Talk to anyone. Just trust me on this.
They would
If
rather listen
anyone-
to you talk than talk about you when you're not there.
Oh my God. I have thousands of times have sat back and cried because I tried this. I wouldn't have these things
Mm-hmm.
if I had done it. I wouldn't have my son, my wife, my kids, my friends. Telling you folks, mental health is real. 988 is a lifeline. Use it. Tell your friends you love them. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
People want to know why I cry. Well, what is it? Friday Night Light. We had this conversation. Tim cries because that's what Tim does. And that's okay. I have learned that it's okay to show your emotions.
Mm-hmm. It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a guy. There's a big stigma in being a guy in mental health. I went through it for a long time. I was a big, tough football player. Nothing hurts you. No, everything does, honestly. I'm a big softie, and will tell you that. Most people that know me know I'm a big softie. I care a lot about what people think of me. I want to be known as somebody that you can come to and is just a genuine good person. I take big pride in that. So if I ever think I offend somebody, it gets to me pretty bad. And talking to people does help. So I just urge everyone, and I mean this, I know a lot of people say you can always reach out to me, but honestly, always. My door's always open because I know what it's like to have no one to speak to. So I'm always there for people that want to talk.
I would echo that. I may not be I can't figure out how to open these Kleenex. Not a smart man either.
You get a box one.
Yeah, you get the pocket ones, Tim. That didn't work out well at Charlie's funeral. It doesn't work out well now.
Oh God. So, mental health, folks, is real. And I don't care if you are 18 years old, 16 years old, 45 years old, or 80 years old. Mental health and taking care of your mental health is important. And again, I struggle with the concept of not knowing what other people are going through. So I tend to let my impulse.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't tippy-toe. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good thing or a bad thing, but you shouldn't be tippy-toeing around everything you say. If you think it's funny, it's a joke, and then they can just say, "Listen, that was very funny, but I'm going through something right now," and then you just go, "I am so sorry."
Mm-hmm.
It's not. But that's another thing with being your impulse control. They've made it because what you're saying is offending others, but those people should understand that they don't know, or maybe you don't know, or right, like it's the double-edged sword here. Yeah, all you have to do is just be as simple, I guess, rational person, and just say, listen, good joke. I know you don't mean anything by it. You're not offending me. I hope you're not offending me on purpose, but I'm just going through something, and that kind of irked me a little. And like it's, but we as society are very aggressive in nature. We're like, oh, we're gonna jump. Like, how could you say that when you don't stop to think first before you say, that was a good one, but you may not know that I'm dealing with something right now, and that hurt me. Right? So
It's Brian's good with me on it because he usually will give me a look and I'll be like, ew. Oops, I really said that. Or
you're always
got it.
me, Tim, because you'll never offend me on anything.
It's the thing,
it's
Calvin.
It's one of those things like, I know what you're going for, Tim, but now is not that time.
Yeah, it's things like that. It's, how do I word this without it sounding creepy? But
No, hold on. I have the perfect example, Tim, of how you and I do this. Tim, at one point, a couple of years ago, made a your mom joke to me.
oh,
My mom passed away 4 or 5 years ago. He had forgotten. And I was like, dude, she's dead. And he's like, and that's all it took. And we're cool. But I understand that.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking at the time.
yeah,
But that's how we understand each other.
it's in the bowling world, for the most part, as bowlers, we're all pretty close. For the most part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're in a mixed company, a pat on the ass is pretty common. There is no intent behind it. There's no sexual connotation with it.
Thing. It's a sport thing.
It's a sport thing.
For 20 years, it's a sport thing.
You know what I mean? But there are people that if you touch another person's body part,
yeah,
may find it offensive, may believe it to be offensive to a significant other. And those are things that I don't think about at the time.
Right.
Again, no intent behind it. Just
the reaction.
Just a reaction
to being, getting and they're turned around because they're most of the time, especially me, I always back up after I make a shot, unless it's like the 10th box and I'm making the shot to win the string. I always just take my steps back. And
I'm the same way. I walk in a straight line, pretty much straight back.
Exactly. So if, for example, this weekend, if we go start getting into that after we're done this, but when I'm coming back, Jill is right behind me. She knows I'm not turning around. So she just does, the little pat on the butt and scratch the back and like, good job. Cause she knows I don't turn around when I'm doing it. I just go back and forth. So it's kind of an impulse thing where person's coming back. You expect them not to turn around. So you just kind of, all right, let's go. Do it again. Let's go. Yep. But yes, you're right. Some people do find that offensive. You just kind of,
and it's, I laugh because we all love Mario.
Yeah.
Mario is Mario. Mario sings the boobs.
Yeah. I love them
titties. You know what I mean? It's
touch it if you want to touch it.
Yeah.
But there's no intent.
No.
Sexually behind it.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's a body part. It's a body part to have fun with.
But I need to understand, and this is sometimes where I struggle, that not everyone has that mindset.
Yes.
So it's a think before you act type deal.
Absolutely.
We don't all have the best things.
True. So moving on, folks, again, please.
Oh, also speaking of Mario, congratulations.
Yes.
Baby
grandmother again.
Yesterday.
Yep.
And
congratulations to Mr. DJ Trask on becoming a grandpa.
Yeah.
Grampy
Muffin.
Baby's happening this weekend.
Yep. But again, folks, please, 988 here in the United States. I don't know about Canada. I'm assuming Canada has.
I forgot to look into it.
No, and that's okay. But I'm just saying, I'm assuming Canada probably has a very similar helpline available. 988lifeline.org. It's Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Again, it is confidential. I don't care if you're a big tough guy, big tough woman, softy, whatever it is.
It is 1-800-668-6868 or text connect to 6868868 in Canada.
Oh, I was like, okay, cool.
All right. So thank you, folks, for indulging me. Thank you guys for letting an old man
vent away.
It's important.
It is. It's
we have a platform. We should use it for good.
Yes. It's taken me 2+ years to kind of realize we've talked
It was
a
one
little
of the
bit about
first
it.
thing we talked about when we started doing the show was to do something good.
Yeah, and
It
it's
took
only taken us 2
105
years.
episodes.
What do you mean?
So-
We've been doing good with informing the masses of the bowling going onings.
Yeah, Brian also had this. We also had this mindset that we would talk
Like,
mental health. We would talk other things. We would talk, important socioeconomic stuff. I'm not a doctor. I have stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, but I'm not a doctor.
I'm married to a doctor of
I have
pharmacy.
played doctor. Might have gotten in trouble for that in the past.
Good Lord.
Well, you shouldn't operate on people, Tim, when you're not a doctor.
Well, it wasn't operation, it was exploration. Apparently that's frowned upon these days. No, it's again, folks, it's important talk, and we're gonna move on. Let's move on to some bowling, and let's talk about that. First things first. We have a couple of things coming up. Number one, I do want to congratulate. They had the ICBA championship at Big 20 in Scarborough. That was a couple weekends ago. So I believe it was Saturday, October 15th, I believe. Congratulations to Shannon Scribner and Chris Merrill on their collective wins. Chris came from behind through a nice 150.
Yeah,
150 something in the
Mhm.
in the fifth string. Shannon threw a big, if I'm not mistaken, she threw a triple in like the second string that kind of gave her some distance. Somewhere in there. It was fun. I went down to watch. That's the first time I've actually gone down to watch one of those since my sister bowled in the very first one they had back in 2000, 2001, something like that. So that was pretty neat. So congratulations to them. And there is a special Candlepins for Cancer live broadcast featuring Sean Baker and Chris Sargent, Sunday, November 6th at 11 a.m. at Bowlerama in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. There
Great way
is
to kick off the World's Week.
Yep, there is a 50-50 raffle, and there will be an authentic Randy Moss Minnesota Vikings helmet auction. All of this to benefit Candlepins for Cancer. It will be streaming live on Candlepin Bowling Network, where, again, you can subscribe free on YouTube. Let's see the ladder series, the results. Thought I had them. I don't have them.
Yeah, Brian Purdy won. Brian Purdy beat Dom Drake. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh, which one are you
No,
talking?
I was talking about the ladder 2 series upcoming in December. I know Sean Baker was the number one qualifier at 732. I thought I had it here. I had it right in front of me, and I'm like, oh, that's not the right one. So I don't have them all. But there were big scores. I want to say like 680 was the fifth spot or something.
Well, Fuller didn't qualify at 6. What? He missed it by a pin.
673.
Yeah, 673, and he didn't qualify.
Well, he
So-
should have bowled better.
Should have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I said Maria should have dumped him, but they didn't listen.
Ah,
Oh, I can't wait till next Monday.
Send him back to academy.
I can't wait.
oh,
I
that's
think-
so funny.
I think I'm not bowling the singles, and I think I'm just going to sit behind Fuller the whole time and heckle the heck out of him. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be putting dollar bets on 6 or under every time he throws the ball.
Oh
It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
Well, you're gonna do $1.34.
No. I'm getting a wad of ones. I'm going in with like $100 worth of ones and just.
Well, it's
going,
$134 for you.
Who wants to make some bets?
I've done that before. That was another one of the impulse control things that wasn't exactly the it was kind of funny at the time, but when you're betting on your teammate who's up bowling, yeah.
I do it every year. It's so much fun.
No. Let's rephrase that question, Tim. It wasn't betting on him. You were betting against him.
I wasn't.
Evan said 6 or better, and you said lower.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was betting against you, but I won, so I was betting for you.
Oh, yeah. But you didn't share any of the money.
Well, we stopped because you hurt us and then got mad.
That's why you have to be quietly happy about it.
Yeah.
And cheer on the person so that it makes them feel better.
The women's Candlepins for Cancer qualifying round and live show at the Big 20 in Scarborough. That is coming up the end of November, beginning of December. So Tuesday, November 29th, Thursday, December 1st, Saturday, December 3rd, Sunday, December 4th. The top 5 to the live show will be Saturday, January 14th. $80 entry fee, unlimited entries allowed. Prize fund is based on the number of bowlers. They are, I believe they were currently at 22, and we seem to have lost Brian.
No, I think he just went to. I think he's doing something, so he took everything off just so we can
Okay.
keep going.
And they're currently at 22, so they are still obviously accepting bowlers. And the WOW shirts will be available at the Worlds. $25 every shirt sold. $10 will go to Candlepins for Cancer. They are approaching around 200 shirts sold. That alone sponsors up to 4 bowlers or a family member suffering from cancer. And holiday Candlepin gift cards. The holiday season and all year round, please consider Candlepin gift cards. It's a great way to get people in the centers and perhaps to join a league. They make great stocking stuffers, Yankee gift swaps, Candlepin gift cards, the gift that keeps on giving. Wow, I sound like we're sponsored there for a second.
The gift that keeps on giving.
That is Paul Grant had sent me that. That's actually a really good idea, and I'm glad he sent that because, most of these centers do offer gift cards, whether to their bar or restaurant or whether to bowling itself. So I think it's a great idea. So let's see. So we did that. Okay. Moving on.
I got just a couple things in Canada.
Okay.
This month, I'll just do it now because I don't know if we'll be back on in a couple of weeks once it gets into. I don't know. We'll see because it might be too late. But in Heather Lanes in New Glasgow, they're having a Remembrance Day singles, so it's on the day off. I don't know how many have signed up. I haven't seen anything recently. I'm assuming it's still a go. So that should be just message or call them, and they have a Facebook page. You can sign up there. And then there's a singles. I have no idea what it is, but it seems intriguing. It's just I'm reading off the calendar here. There's a singles and Top Gun challenge at New Glasgow.
Okay.
I don't have a description because I don't even remember even seeing this. Oh, here it is. Hey, look at that. Just had to go into it. $40 registration fee, $80 or 80% handicap based on the highest league average. 7 games total pinfall. So the Top Gun challenge, top 16 from singles advance to play for the Top Gun $500. Any ties during match play will be determined by a 2-box roll-off. And it'll go 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, la 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 la, and then winner of game 1 versus game 2, blah blah blah. Neat. That sounds pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. So $40 registration at Heather Lanes, November 26th. And it looks like there's 30, 40 comments down there. So it looks like people are interested. It's filling up. So sign up and vote and bowl. I think I might sign up for that. It sounds like fun. But yeah, those are the things upcoming in Canada land.
Nice. Let's see what else we got. We had this weekend was the Pro Series singles. They had
Mr. Roll Back the Clock.
Yes.
He's ready to go for Worlds. He's in the zone now.
So the number 1 qualifier was Jimbo, which I'm not really surprised. He bowls quite a bit at Lakeside. He bowls well there.
He likes that place.
he does. Typically he bowls well there, I should say. He qualified with 710. So basically your top, I'll do the top 8. So first was Jimbo. Dean Sullivan was 695. Craig Holbrook, 681. Joey Lister, 633. Dan Allard, 632. Ed Woodside, 623. Dave Mallahan 614, and Aaron St. Cyr 612. So that was your top 8, and the reason I did top 8 was those were the ones that got a bye, all the way down through. Your eliminated the first, well, your ones that advanced in the first round, Jeff Surratt, Nate Lees, Ryan Drago, Cody 50, Dave Barber. They had it as 50. That's why I was like, I don't think it's 50, but maybe it is. Dave Barber, Brian Fuller Jr., Steve Walsh, and Peter Riscatelli. Eliminated in the first round was Dan Legge, Corey Alisi, Josh Ariapel, Nick Leach, Mike Erickson, Fernando Gacharna, Justin Lyonnaise, and Luca Charna. Second round, advancing, was Holbrook, Sullivan, Barber, Lees, Ayotte, Fuller Jr., Ed Woodside, Dave Mallahan. Eliminated was Allard, Surratt, Steve Walsh, Cody 50, Aaron St. Cyr, Joey Lister, Pete Riscatelli, Ryan Drago. You needed 122 to move on, by the way. The third round, only 3 were eliminated because of a tie for the last spot. It was Mallahan, Woodside with 120 and 118, and then Holbrook, Barber, and Ayotte 113 each. Being eliminated was Fuller, Lees, and Sullivan. Then your fourth round was Holbrook and Woodside moved on to the finals. Barber, Mallahan, and Ayotte did not. And then your final.
Wow. That's good deduction there, Sherlock.
Thank you.
Wow.
They did not.
Dynamite drop.
They did not.
Yeah.
And then your final was Craig Holbrook beat Ed Woodside 111 to 106. So congratulations to the old man. Heck of a run again.
Holbrook for anchor. Make Maria's great again. Yeah, let's go. Holbrook for anchor.
So we will the next Pro Series we'll kind of update the point standings this where it's only been 2.
Has Craig bowled every Worlds?
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably.
We'll just stop it when he's done.
Yeah, that's
enough.
when it ends.
Yeah, that's when it ends. When Craig gives up.
Is there anybody else that's done it?
When Craig gets done. There was another tournament this weekend.
Was there?
No, I don't remember that tournament.
Yeah, there was.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I wasn't there for the tournament.
You weren't there for the bowling.
No, I was not.
I will be honest. It was really cool to go in Friday night. Once I got up there and checked into the hotel and drove over there, it was cool to see a lot of the Canadian folks that I haven't seen that didn't come down for the Mixed Worlds. So, that was pretty cool. That
it was a lot of fun.
That was the highlight right there for me. Well,
absolutely.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them. So, either one of you want to start the conversation about this weekend?
Yeah, the Bangor International Mixed Doubles were this weekend, and congratulations to douchefuck in the bottom corner there and Amanda for winning.
Funny,
nice job, Amanda.
Because you're my bottom corner, Brian. So
you're my bottom corner. You didn't win.
The douchebag.
No, Timmy won. Amanda won, and Tim was there to help.
Tim was there to make win 2 strings, I think 3 maybe. Other than that, he was carried.
When you step up with a 35 pin lead on average every game, it helps.
It was not like that every game.
We never said every game. We just said you showed up for 1 or 2 strings, and that was good enough.
I showed up for a few more than 1 or 2. Amanda and I will say this, Amanda and I did a very good job of supporting each other throughout the entire tournament. She was 121, 122. I was 123, 124 for the entire tournament. And we both had our moments where, I had a couple of low ones. Like I had a 96, like the second string, but she threw like a 140.
Asshole.
I didn't bowl that good against you, bud.
Well,
you didn't?
Your first 5.
No.
You threw a goddamn triple in 156.
Yeah, but that's not great.
Yeah, because that's 60 pins right there, Brian. That's pretty crappy considering you got 60 pins in 3 boxes
Mhm.
and only 96 plus his loads in the other 6
Well,
boxes.
you're right. I'm sorry. Sean
Yeah.
Morrison would have done a lot better.
Right. He would have dumped it down the side, but at least he would have done better.
No comment. It was it was a fun. You know what? It wasn't the Can-Am, obviously, because there wasn't 64 teams.
Oh yeah.
Or 68
It was
or whatever.
almost just as fun though.
64. But it was you know what? I'm glad Mona came up with the idea. She ran with it, and then Chris, Cole, and Courtney really ran the tournament.
And Dumpy helped.
I know Josh helped. And obviously the staff, I thought they did a great job there. Chip, Evan, Penny, Maddie, Rob,
The food was amazing.
Howie. They did a fantastic job all weekend long. I forgot to eat lunch the first day, like Saturday. I might have been a little hungry when we get done.
Oh, I didn't. Oh man, I was hungry
Neither
by
did
12
I.
o'clock. Oh.
Brian Purdy and I drank the entire keg of Down East. That was fun.
Oh no, you had help from a few women. Don't worry.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I was buying drinks, so yeah, you had help from a few of them.
Um,
Brooke loves her down east.
I'm looking at. I was just going. Courtney sent me the info here, so
Okay, because I was just
just
gonna wing it on Group C and D because I think I could figure them out because I know we have the results from A and B.
I got the results from all of them. If you want.
No, it's all good. I'll do A and B and you can do C and D.
Okay.
All right. So qualifying in Division A, we had getting the bye because they were giving out buys for the first place in each division. Getting the bye was Maddie and Evan, finished at 28 and 2. Getting second, tied with Michelle and Russ Neely, was Josh Daly and Cassidy McClendon. They both had 22 and 8. Mona Lamar and Aaron, is it Basford or Basford or
Basford.
whatever?
Yep.
Okay, Basford went 20 and 10. Olivia and Dom Drake went 18 and 12. Steph Miller and
Sorry to interrupt. It was really cool coming in on Sunday for the playoffs.
yeah,
Because Olivia and Dom obviously made it, and that's Olivia
yeah.
Mylan. For those that don't
Yes.
know, that is Charlie's granddaughter, James's daughter. She was wearing a Mylan shirt.
Yes, I saw that.
The old Worlds.
1988
Worlds.
From
World.
1988
Yeah.
Worlds, and
Oh,
I
it
had to
was really
stop
cool.
and be like, "Is she wearing Charlie's shirt?" Because that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But it was James. It was his shirt from 1988
Yes.
Worlds.
I saw that. I thought that was pretty.
I
cool.
was 3.
Yeah, I was not even thought of.
I was 17.
Oh, you're so old, Tim.
I know.
So old.
Steph Miller and Jerry Dunn ended up 6th, 16 and 14, and then Giselle Bourgeois and Chris Ryder qualified at 15 and 15. So good bowling, everybody there. And then qualifying in the B division, where it was very interesting, and that is a topic of conversation that I would have loved to be a part of because it would have been an interesting take. But qualifying with the bye was Jenna Ward and DJ Trask. They ended up beating Jeff Lapierre and Deanna Bisbee for the bye by 10 pins. They both had equal same records of 22 and 8, but DJ and Jenna had 10 pins higher, and I believe DJ actually made a spare with 8 or 9 on it in the last box, I think in the 10th box.
Wow.
To win, like to have pinfall. So I think that that was pretty cool. Third was Sarah Simmons and Carl Witham with 21 and 9. Fourth was Gino and Dave, who were 20 and 10, who I believe started out, I think 7 and 0 or 8 and 0. They were undefeated after 8 strings, I think, before they lost one. So they were bowling really well. I think at one point Dave was averaging 125 or 126 when I looked at the scores. Like He was on fire, hitting everything. Fifth was Penny Riva and Ken Lloyd. Sixth was Lindsay and Brandon. And then we had a tie for, I think, the first time I've ever seen it in the Can-Ams, where they tied in points and in pinfall.
Wow.
So Laura Weber and Lewis Dyer ended up winning the roll-off with a 185 to 182 score against Megan and Jarrett Wood.
Why didn't
Okay.
Why didn't they go tiebreaker being the match between them?
Yeah, again, would have loved to be there to make some of these decisions and wonder what kind of decisions they were making, but I was not there.
I mean, I just
Because-
would have thought that would have been the second tiebreaker. You know, first tiebreaker
Right.
pinfall, second tiebreaker is
You're head to head.
head to head.
Especially since you were bowling your division.
Yeah.
You bowled everybody.
Yep.
I washed my hand clean because I was not there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's see, Division C. Amanda and myself got the bye. We were 28-2. Tasha Murray, Corey Smith, 24-6. Shannon Scribner, Chris Merrill, 20-10. Vanessa Huff and Matt Huff, 20-10. Deb Regan, Keith Beaupre, 16-14. Tony Allen, Rick Martell, 14-16. Celeste Buckmore and Stacy Bedard were 14-16. We're just doing the qualifiers.
That's all I did.
Okay.
You can do the eliminated if
Nope.
you want.
Well, no, I'm just going. In Division D, was Christy Hapworth and Mark Carrier at 28-2. Miranda Wallace, Travis Wallace at 22-8. Jill Wood and Calvin Locke at 20-10. Casey LaPierre and Brian Purdy at 18-12. Brooke Betteridge, Dave Godwin at 16-14. Renee Skinner, Zach Skinner, 16-14. Gabe Russell, Cliff Walker at 16-14. So, and this is where it kind of got a little funky. Regan McNally and Kevin McNally were 15-15. They tied a string. So if they had won the string instead of tied, they would have been tied as well. And then it would have gone to
Crazy.
pinfall, and they would have made it in. So, high average for the women, if I'm not mistaken, was Amanda at 121.33. High average for the men was Mark Carrier at 127. On a side note, I was, because I was 40 pins away. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, well.
Better.
You know what? I should have. And
Should have thrown 190 against Brian instead of 150.
That's right. Would have won, Tim.
Well, I shouldn't have thrown my 96 string in the second string, or I shouldn't have thrown the 10 something along the lines either.
Trust me, Mark had a couple 90s because he was the victim to my only good string tournament. So
He did not do that against me.
No, I almost felt bad for Brian for.
I had him through 7.
Well, no. Sunday morning, the first 2 strings for Brian were.
I had a sign on my face that said, "Beat me, please."
Not in a good way.
Yeah. Tim in the Mark in the morning. I threw 129, which good job for me, pat on the back. But I lost to 151. And then the next string, I bowled my good friend Tim, who I thought would be, nice to me. But no, he decides to throw a triple in the 4th, 5th, and 6th box at 156. So for 2 strings, I had 307 thrown against me for 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I will congratulate Josh Daly on his new high single.
Yes,
he threw a
that's right.
192 on
192.
Saturday evening. Had a chance for 200, I was told. He threw a 4-bagger in there, and then I think he had a spare in the 9th.
He left the 4-5 with a couple pieces of funky
Left
wood.
the 4-5 with a couple of pieces of funky wood. And the way I was told was that he almost made it. And had he made
Wow.
it, he would have
Would've
had
had the shot at
he
it.
would have had the shot at a 200. So, congratulations. The playoffs,
Playoffs.
we'll go through real quick here. Let's see. Mona and Aaron bowled Brooke and Dave. Brooke and Dave won. Jill and Calvin bowled Stephanie and Jerry. Jill won.
Yeah. Of course.
Miranda and Travis bowled Giselle and Chris Ryder.
40 something against Jerry.
Let's see.
Who beat
Cassidy
Travis?
and
Who
Josh
won?
beat Gabe and Cliff. Michelle and Russ beat Renee and Zach. Olivia and Dom beat Casey and Brian. Gino and Dave, Deb and Keith beat Gino and Dave. Shannon and Chris beat Lindsay and Brandon. Ooh, I didn't realize how close this one was. Laura and Lewis edged out Tasha and Corey. I didn't realize that was only a 2-pin match.
Very much so.
Deanna and Jeff beat Celeste and Stacy. Sarah and Carl beat Tony and Rick. And Vanessa and Matt beat Penny and Ken. Matt threw that was a quick. He threw a quick hammer in the 10th box to seal that.
Yeah, it was
a
Oh, really?
yeah, it was a 1-pin match, I think, going into the last 2-pin match.
Yep.
Going into the last box, and he
Ken
just
threw an 8 break.
Yeah, and he just threw a missile of a strike. Like, it left his hand, and it's one of those ones where you could have just turned around and been Sylvester Stallone and just, second round, you had Jenna and DJ beat Deb and Keith. You had Chris and Shannon beat Laura and Lewis. Deanna and Jeff beat Sarah and Carl. Amanda and I beat Vanessa and Matt. They did another close one. It was a 2-pin match. Then you had, let's see, Brooke and Dave beat Maddie and Evan. Jill beat Miranda and Travis. Calvin might have helped out a little bit.
Maybe.
Cassidy and Josh beat Michelle and Russ. Olivia and Dom beat Christy and Mark. I think Dom had like a 160 that string or something.
They were both. She was 70 at the half, and he was 92 after his fills at the half.
Yeah. And the round of 8, you had Brooke and Dave beat Jill and Calvin. You had Cassie and Josh.
Now it's Jill and Calvin. It's not just beating Jill. Oh,
well, no, they beat Calvin.
No, of course.
Cassie and Josh beat Olivia and Dom. You had Jenna and DJ beat Shannon and Chris. And Amanda and I beat Deanna and Jeff. And then the final 4, Amanda and I beat Jenna and DJ.
You mean Amanda?
I
said
what?
You mean Amanda? You mean
I didn't beat Amanda.
No, but Amanda beat them, not you and Amanda.
Well, Jenna beat Amanda. So I beat DJ.
Okay. Hence.
You would be the guy that just, he was happy he was a grandfather.
He was happy he was having a grandchild.
Yeah.
You know?
He would be the guy who beat the crowd favorite.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, it's funny as I look to Amanda because a couple of years ago we bowled in Augusta in November. They put a mixed doubles tournament on, and we got to the finals against Trish and Cole. And Cole makes a 9-pin drop with like 42 pieces of wood in front of it. Like, you literally kept it on the lane and it was going. And I cut over a 3 and 2, and I got a golf clap from like one person. And like, you would have thought the house was coming down. And I just turned around and looked at Amanda and said, "Man, did you ever get the idea that no one wants you and I to win?"
Mm-hmm.
Kind of felt that way.
Or was it like the Worlds when we drew Moncton in Moncton the first round?
Very similar.
600 people rooting against us.
And then the final was Amanda and I beating Cassidy and Josh. So very cool. I have not, I'm not counting that as a Can-Am win because it wasn't the real Can-Am. But I'll say it was special. Amanda and I decided to wear our Charlie's Revenge shirts in honor of Charlie. His house. He recently passed away. It it was special. It was a special win. And to be able to share that with a close friend. I mean, Amanda's a very dear friend, and I think a lot of her. I think she's she's obviously one of the best women bowlers out there. I would put her up against anyone at any time. I think you had arguably five of the best women bowlers in Candlepin bowling in this tournament. I don't want to leave anyone out, but if someone were to say who would be your top five, I'd have Amanda, I'd have Jill, I'd have Tasha, I'd have Shannon probably.
Maddie.
Oh, Maddie, I'm sorry, Jesus. Space on that one. I would definitely put Maddie up in the top 2 or 3. Maddie's an incredible bowler who's one of the most explosive bowlers out there, male or female. She throws a great ball. So yeah, it was a special weekend. It was fun. I realized how old I am last night and today. I cannot move. I am sore in all the wrong places. Back hurts. But I bowled and I was able to compete and I bowled well and kind of got some confidence back and I made some shots when it counted, which was very helpful for me. So it was fun. And I can't hear a word you're saying, Calvin.
I think you're muted.
You muted yourself.
Still muted. I was still muted. Yeah, my bad. I forgot when I sat down to unmute myself. Good job.
So,
good bowling.
Thank you.
Yeah, good bowling, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, we got like 20 minutes. Let's do some world stuff.
All right, let's do this quick because I know Brian's going to have to head out here pretty quick. So
yeah, I got to vacate my office as my in-laws are staying in it. Because, and real quick, happy birthday to my little dude tomorrow. He turns 4.
Happy birthday, little dude.
Little dude came over. He was cute today.
He had fun at Uncle Tim's house today.
Yeah.
All right, so Moncton is winning. Who is Moncton beating in the finals?
Oakland Park.
Oakland Park. Moncton is beating Oakland Park in the finals.
I don't even have Moncton in the playoffs.
Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs?
We have to talk about this seriously because Fuller has now officially tuned completely in because we're talking worlds.
Oh no, yeah, he's starting to listen. Who's gonna be high average?
Not Brian Fuller.
Fuller. Not Fuller is my answer. Not Fuller.
Who will talk the most about themselves?
Fuller.
Brian
Absolutely
Fuller.
Fuller.
Jr.
Who will not be anchor all week? Fuller. Fuller. Who will not be present at 9:30 in the morning? Fuller. Fuller.
Oh my God.
Who should Maria's sub dump by Tuesday? Fuller. Fuller. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Who is getting high average?
Winchell.
No. That's a good guess.
No.
Brian?
Winchell doesn't historically bowl well at Academy.
Well, I'm thinking he will this year.
Great bowler. I have nothing but respect for him, but I don't think he'll win high average. I don't know.
Only because, and not to take the cop out way, but only because I feel like he's the only guy who bowls well at Academy, and that's Brett. But don't know.
I know Evan has high average for their Tuesday night speed league at Academy right now. At
122.
123, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Josh Daly was your high average winner last year at Lita.
Yeah.
You also got to think it's got to be someone that's going to bowl enough strings.
Yeah.
there's just so many guys that it could be now that you've got everyone back.
Well,
Well, not everyone.
but enough.
You know what I mean. It would not surprise me to see a Canadian win it. I'm not choosing Calvin.
No, I'm not choosing me either. I don't average high. I'm not a big. I'm a consistent. Like if you, because I don't remember who did it. Tommy, or was it Tommy who did all those world stats? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, no, Matt Cleveland,
no.
but Tommy put them together.
No, but there was yeah, it must have been when Tommy did. Anyways, there's one tournament I think where I'm under 124, and then one tournament where I'm over 120. Other than that, I'm consistently like 124 to 125 on every year.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm staying.
Calvin just shows up and averages 12 pins a box and calls it good.
Yeah. Good enough.
I'm not going to make a guess. I just don't, because I just.
Oh, you got to do guess. You want my guess?
Yeah.
And it's only because, I mean, no, he didn't win it this weekend. Just he had a bad Sunday, but Chris Merrill, I don't like unless you guys really mess with him, and he's just so.
Oh, I'm not messing with him.
No, but I just can't pick
I would put Chris up as one of the top 3 bowlers in the world right now for Candlepin Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If not number 1, but I would definitely put him in the top 3.
It's an unfair advantage. He gets to look at both ends of the pin. There's a reason why.
Remember what I said about bullying and picking on someone?
No. Oh, is that what it was? God,
except for the fact
Fuller.
I'm gonna God, Dad, I really feel like that'll be a cop out if I take Chris Merrill.
I know. I don't know.
I'm gonna take a Canadian.
All right.
And I'm gonna go. I don't know who I'm gonna go with.
What do you mean? There's only like 2, and we're not good. So you really only have one team to pick from. And if you're picking a Canadian, you're picking between 2 guys. And if you're picking between those 2 guys, one of them has kind of still been bowling. Now the other one I don't think has bowled as much. So
Brian, you go, because I'm trying to.
I did. I took Winchell.
Oh, you took Winchell. Okay.
Yeah. He's got a nicely shaped bum, and he's got the hair of Jesus.
You know what I am? I'm going to take the bowl. I'm taking the bowling. I'm bowling Jesus.
Jesus.
I'm going with bowling Jesus. Matty Bum.
Bum. Jim Bum. Okay.
Yeah.
Average.
What?
120. 6.4.
Oh, you fucker.
127.2.
127.3.
Oh.
You
Price is
Price
right.
is right at me, douchebag.
Price is right, bitch. What a Price is Right.
$1.
$1. $1.
1 pen. 1. Most no going over. 1.
469.
Who is? Oh, we're going high triple.
469.
Oh, that's real big.
Last time it was there, Surratt was 480.
Yeah, that was Surratt, and that
445.
That was when he was the only one who basically broke on 125 average. What'd you say, Brian?
445.
I'm telling you, 469.
I'm gonna go 457. Just because I wanted to go 12 in between you guys, and that'll be the perfect number.
191.
Ooh, again. I don't know if it'll be that.
178.
Yeah, like I was thinking in the 70s, and that was
nope.
I'm gonna go 186.
Tim Matero with a 1. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
you can't bowl 15 boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not Amish. That's a Kingpin joke.
Surprise in the high averages.
What'd you say?
A surprise in
Oh.
the high averages. There's always one person where you're like, wow, they had a
Aaron
good-
St. Cyr.
Aaron St. Cyr. Because what was it? Well, not that it was kind of a surprise, but wasn't it Cole in
Cole Fry up in Moncton finished second.
2019? Yeah, and everybody was like, wow, what a good tournament for him, right?
Yeah.
Like, so there's always that one.
Surprise.
And not that it's a surprise and not to be biased, but I am picking Adam Millen. My surprise.
I was gonna pick Adam.
Were ya?
Yes. Now I got to go someone different because we can't have.
I feel bad for Adam. He did all that work to shorten his
let me come
approach
in
to
and
bowl
take
in Bangor, and then COVID happened.
I know he did. He changed his entire style. Scenes and everything. Funny. I should maybe do that because what I'm doing is not working because I can figure it out for a string and then I lose it in the next lane. I also was sliding.
At least you get a string. I lose it in 3 boxes.
Yeah.
I am going my surprise. I am going to go with. Oh shit! He's not bowling.
That would be a surprise.
Yeah. Disregard
Funny.
my first one. I am going to go with Joey Lister.
That was good. That was my second one.
BDL.
Just
BDL.
Just an FYI. That was my second one. Okay. Last one. Who's winning the singles?
See, that one's tough because you don't know who's going to bowl.
Right, but you can just there.
Bobby Wett.
Oh, that's
Chris Merrill.
yeah, that's the obvious one.
Yep, I'm going obvious. Because when one of my teammates wins, good things happen for the week. So.
Oh no. You know what? Fuck it. Fuller. Fuller. Just because I wanted to write his name down one more time.
All right, last one.
Fuller. What do you got?
Who's winning the tournament?
Oh, here we go.
Brian, you go first. Calvin, you writing this stuff down?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a whole sheet. I got Fuller 9 times. I got Moncton beating Oakland Park in the finals.
God, if only. Oh, this is tough. It's a tough tournament because not everyone is bold the whole time. Rosters are a little different. A+.
Good. That's a good hunch. We're gonna find out. I don't think they have they don't have
They don't have Maddie, right?
Maddie's
right,
not
they
going.
don't- there you
McPhee.
go, that's the other one. McPhee. McPhee's not coming, but they did pick up Honeys. And Honeys
Yeah.
is
Oh yeah.
good when he gets energetic.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good one.
And he bowls well with Cody because they're buddies. So.
Him and Sean and
And Sean too. Yeah, yeah. Oh, they got Uma too.
Huh?
You pick up Uma too. Corkum.
Yeah, they always have.
Oh.
But they always had Corkum.
No, they hadn't had him for a while.
They bowled with he bowled with DeGraff with those guys for a while.
Yeah.
No. He's bowled with A+ since like 2016.
I don't think so.
Maybe. I'd put a bajillion dollars on it.
Guys, it's been 3 years since we've all been together.
Yeah, but that's only $200 American dollars.
It's been 3 years since we've all been together. So
okay, so my real answer is Moncton because we're gonna win. My guess is God, I hate him so much. Maria's. Hate Fuller. I hate him. But Craig Holbrook's bowling so well. Bobby Witt's been bowling well the last year and a half. I think they're just
Bobby
adding
told me
Fuller,
one.
adding Fuller takes the pressure off of Craig trying to figure out who's going to bowl anchor all week. Just stick him there, let him go, and the rest of the guys can just maneuver around it because that's where he wants to go and that's where he go. Craig doesn't have to worry about it, doesn't have to think about his lineup. Fuller, bottom, go. I think that's going to help them because I think that was a big thing. Is Craig always is like I don't want to be anchor, but maybe I should be, and he put Bobby Witt anchor and John Winchell anchor, and now you can just throw Fuller anchor, and the rest of you guys can have fun bowling.
It is his home house.
Yeah, I think that's just it's going to be the extra spice that gives them the win. I hate them. I'll pick on them all week. I hope we're in their division because I'm going to put myself anchor. Oh, am I going to just woo?
I have one more guest to end the show after this. I need an opinion after this. Timmy, who's winning? Just say prices and it's fine.
Oh, no, we're going back to back.
Okay.
No, you're going to win one in a row.
Nope.
You won.
No,
an
we're counting last
invitational
year's.
tournament
We're counting last year's as a win.
That's you and Evan that are counting that. Nobody else does.
No, that's okay. I can still count
So
it.
Calvin,
Yeah.
last question.
Go.
But do you want to know why I'm? Do you want to know why I'm counting us as winning this?
Well, because you have like 3 of the top 10 bowlers in the States right now. One of them is probably the best in Candlepin. So yeah, I'd pick you guys too, but I don't want to.
It's because we've never gelled as a team. That's what we've been told is we'll never gel together.
Huh?
We don't like each other.
Yeah, no, I don't like.
So we're gonna prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
Calvin?
like anybody on my Fredericton team, but we always won, so it's nothing.
No, you didn't always win.
How
many strings does Tim bowl?
Tim? Oh. Oh, okay, and I got another one after this, so we'll do these quick.
Okay.
How many strings does Tim bowl?
18.
Oh no, I mean he's in the 20s for sure.
God, I hope not.
No, I said 18. That's 6 matches. I know that's where Timmy's shooting for is half.
23.
If I'm bowling 23 strings, that means we're not doing that well.
What are you talking about? How many did you say, Brian? 18?
18.
I'm gonna go 17.
Oh, you're gonna actually bet on yourself? Okay.
No, I'm not.
Can't rig it. Okay. Final one, just because it's fun. How many balls before Tim complains about his back? I'm thinking 6.
Two.
I'm thinking
no,
6.
No, 2. The 2 that hit the floor when he steps out of bed.
Oh, okay.
That's right, my balls, because they're so big.
Yeah.
No, it's because they're old and they hang down to your ankle.
Right. Okay.
Dude, Mike, you have no idea what it takes for me to actually get up on the lanes. The amount of ibuprofen and Tylenol I go through in a week just to bowl.
Let's put it this way. The first time that my wife, who was a pharmacist, doctor at a pharmacy, went to the Worlds and saw the amount of Tylenol and ibuprofen that Tim and I took to bowl, she went, "You guys are going to have no livers left."
The pharmacy makes a killing the week before because everybody. I have a bottle and I probably go through half of it during.
Oh, speaking of that, before we'll end this.
Yeah.
But don't hang right up.
Oh yeah, we'll talk after.
Yeah. So, folks, we're gonna wrap it up. Just because we've gone way over, and I know Brian needs to vacate the room so the in-laws can go to bed. And I'm tired, and my back is fucking killing me.
With you.
Again, folks, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching over the last couple of years. We do this because, now I'm going to speak for everyone here real quick. We do this because we love the game. We do this because, well, frankly, we all love to talk. And we do it, or at least as I've done this more, I do it because I feel like this is a way that I can give back to the game. That's been pretty damn good to me.
Bowling's been very, very good to you.
Been very, very good to me.
Very good.
But it's more important than that though. It's if we get one person to reach out to 988 or to the Canadian hotline or whatever it is that's suffering and that needs someone to talk to, then honestly, all this time and all this effort and everything else that goes into putting this show on has been 100% worth it. So thank you. You can send your questions, your comments, your concerns, anything you want to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at Ripping the Rack Podcast. Brian, where else can they hear us?
Well, Tim, they can hear us on Anchor, Breaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and wherever else you listen to your podcast mediums.
The dulcet tones of Brian Athern, folks.
Oh, on Twitch now, on our wrestling show, we actually have, you can pledge Twitch points, which you get for watching, to have me do my ASMR voice.
Good Lord.
Wow. All righty then. So thank you. Appreciate it. You guys take care, and everyone else, we will see you on the lanes.
Happy Halloween.